Welcome to the 40-something Riders Show, proudly sponsored by FSRMTB, the Facebook group for the more discerning mountain biker. This is the third show in the series, and today's show is all about celebrating big adventure. So to start with, we will join the trail tracker in the Swiss Alps. We will then go to Wales and climb Mount Snowdon with UpHill Phill. And we will then head up to Glentress in Scotland. Our resident personal trainer and nutritionist, Coach Paul, will give us some advice on how to fuel a big ride that will take you out of your comfort zone. And of course, we will finally find out who the winner of the photo competition is and look at this episode's submission. Now, let me ask you a question. You love riding your mountain bike, but truthfully, when was the last time you added the mountains to your biking? My very big goal of 2020 was to ride in the Alps, and unfortunately, the matter of a small global pandemic got in the way. For Darren though, the big mountains are right on his doorstep. You are dreaming of big adventures, the trail tracker is leaving them every weekend in the most stunning sceneries, and today is going to share them with you. This, guys, is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Darren, over to you.
Thanks, Jan. So, as you can see, Alpine adventures are currently on hold for winter. In the meantime though, there's snow riding, skiing, and plenty of time to watch videos and start planning next year's big mountain adventures. So there's no big surprises on this trail. It's a good way to warm up for the tour. It looks like the weather gods knew we were coming. The sun's come out. Beautiful. Trail number 3, the Schwelise trail, which starts off on this absolutely glorious ridgeline. Pick your own adventure down here. So this is probably the most technical trail on the whole tour. I certainly do like these really technical puzzles. To keep your wits about you. It's just much more interesting. Oh, beautiful. How good is that? So as you can see, Gab's on his e-bike today. So if you want to know whether this tour's possible on e-bike, I guess this is your answer. This bit's really tricky now. So threading the needle. Oh, cleaned it. Bike Kingdom app is actually really good. Really useful. Helps you find the trails and also how to link them. So here we go, we're on the Motta Express now. So we've got a bit of a train on the go. That's what I think they call the ambitious line back at Ultramoyne. Here we are finally at the top of the Great White Trail after a bit of a detour via the Rotorn and Dark Side of the Moon because the Weisshorn lift's not open. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this one because this is, in my opinion, an absolute peach. I told you it was rough. This is the grand finale. So I'm not sure, but I think this trail's called Parpan One Way. It is definitely natural single track. Nothing like a little bit of single track loveliness to finish off the day.
Gosh, I am aching to have a go at the Great White. Watch this space, I intend to ride it next summer. Now, going from Switzerland to Wales, we are joining my very good friend UpHill Phill on what could only be described as his toughest climb to date. Snowdon is the highest summit in Wales at 1,085 meters. But if you are a mountain biker, it is also a race against the clock. Under the voluntary cycling agreement, mountain bikers agree not to exercise their legal right to ride on the bridleways from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So in other words, you need to be up and down the mountain by 10 a.m. Well, let's see how Phil got on with that.
Okay, first of many off-road miles to the summit of our lovely Snowdon. That's halfway. Oh, that's a little bit wow. Yeah, so it was wow. That is something else.
made it before 8 o'clock. Happy days. Yee, this is what it's all about. Well, 3,500 feet of a lot of this. This is very techy. Very techy indeed. What a view! Sketchy. Oh my goodness gracious me, this is steep. Woo! What's that? On train? Oh yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo. It's a bit hard from there. I've got to admit, that's the first time I've ever smelt my brakes. So far, this is a little more straightforward than I was expecting. And you've still got half a mile to get down to that bottom bit. We've done it.
I cannot even begin to tell you how good it feels to have seen Phil pushing his bike. He is a mortal after all. Now, for some of us, a big adventure can be a little bit more modest. But it still has to be something out of the ordinary, something that pushes your limits, that gives you that sense of accomplishment. A couple of years ago, I wanted to expand my horizon, and I jumped on a plane to Edinburgh to ride Glentress in the Tweed Valley. And whilst the trails there are nothing compared to the Great White that we saw earlier, a 10-kilometer climb to spooky woods and the very long descent that follows will guarantee to give a London-based mountain biker like me a very big workout. So let's see how I got on. This is the kind of place where you wish you had an electric mountain bike. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. God.
drive away into the night and I contemplate for a while.
Look at that, man. That was well worth the 10 kilometer time. Just have to survive it.
I wish you all the best. I guess that I stop myself a while. I'm saying things I don't believe them. Panic's rising up in you. Why won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best? If I pack my stuff, I'll leave sooner than this. Don't you think for the people the best? If I pack my stuff, I'll leave sooner than this. Don't you wish I wanna be someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess at you. Why won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new.
Yeah. Fingers are hurting. My legs are cramping. I've run out of land. That's it. I am cooked.
Yes, I was truly cooked after what was a truly fantastic day on the saddle. But one of the things I always struggle with when I'm on a massive ride out like this one is how to keep my energy level up and how to have enough fuel to carry on through the day. So today I have asked Coach Paul to give us some good advice on how to prepare for a big ride. Coach Paul, over to you.
Hello again, 40-something riders. So Coach Paul back again with a quick little bit of fitness content, and I just wanted to talk about how to avoid hitting the wall, because if we're talking about going on big adventures, although they might not be happening at this time of year, certainly by the time springtime rolls around and the weather starts to pick up, we're going to start thinking about getting on some big rides. And so this is something that can happen if you get your nutrition planning a little bit wrong. You can, some people refer to it as bonking on a ride. It basically refers to when you run out of fuel. But what's actually going on a physiological level? So, it all comes down to glycogen. This is the stored form of carbohydrate that you'll find in the muscles and in the liver. And it's your body's vastly preferred fuel source when it comes to intense exercise. So when this runs out, then you'll find that you have a huge drop-off in performance and you may essentially grind to a halt. I know it's happened to me. I was doing a duathlon a good few years ago. First run went really well. The bike ride went really well. This was an off-road duathlon. And then I got about halfway through the second trail run and that was it. Legs gone and I was out of fuel. I didn't have any gels or any jelly babies, Haribo, anything like that that I could take on board to get me through the last few kilometers. And it was pretty painful as I essentially kind of half jogged, half walked all the way to the finish line. Why is this? Well, although fat is a good fuel source, and if you're basically sat on the couch doing very little, your body's burning fat to keep you alive, it is not very good at helping us produce high power outputs. So the more intense the exercise, the greater the carbohydrate needs. And certainly riding a mountain bike up some fairly steep hills is pretty intense exercise, and you will be burning mostly carbohydrate as your fuel source. Okay, so when it runs out, you experience hypoglycemia. This feels horrible. You may experience heart palpitations. You might feel a little bit woozy, lightheaded, a bit confused because your brain needs glycogen as well, or glucose rather, to work. When is this an issue? Rides that are over 90 minutes. As long as you've been eating normally, good amounts of food during the day, then a 90-minute ride, you should have enough glycogen within your body to get you around that ride, no problem. But when we start going over 90 minutes, then this is where you need to have a strategy. So what should we do? You have to have snacks with you. I'm talking cereal bars, maybe some emergency Haribo, bananas if you can find a way of bringing them along without squashing them. I take a sandwich along on big rides with some protein in there too, if I know that I'm going to be out over when I would normally be having a meal. You need to be taking on food every 30 to 60 minutes and about 20 to 40 grams of carbohydrate as you do so. And you also need to make sure that you hydrate as well with all of this, and make sure that there are electrolytes in there too. Right, folks, if you follow all of these steps, then you'll find that your big rides should become a reasonably pleasant experience when it comes to experiencing fatigue and managing your energy levels over the course of the day. If you have ever experienced hitting the wall or bonking on a ride, be it a mountain bike ride or even a road ride, or maybe if anyone here runs, then something like that, then please do share your experience down below in the comments. I'd love to hear about it and how you managed to get yourself out of that situation. Okay, that's all from me. Everybody take care. Ciao.
Now, it is time to reveal the winner of our photo competition. This part of the show is dedicated to the beautiful places and breathtaking sceneries where our mountain bikes take us to. I'll remind you how it works. Every episode I select what I think are the 5 most spectacular photos submitted by you, and you get to vote for those shots in the comment section below. The person that gets the most vote will win a t-shirt like this one, and one of you will be picked up randomly in the comment section to win a t-shirt. And the winner of episode 2 is photo number 3. And the winner in the comment section is Luke Hamill. Congratulations to both of you. Slide into my DM and send me your contact details so that I can send you your t-shirts. Now, let's look at the submission for this episode. Five beautiful pictures. Don't forget to vote in the section below. I'll wait for you. Yep. No, you too? Yep. Great. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. If you want to come and ride with us, join the Facebook group here. And see you next time.